Hi all, welcome to Tech Forum. In this video, let us see how to use n8n AI Starter Kit to build an AI agent that runs fully on your local machine. We will connect powerful tools like n8n, Ollama and Qdrant to create an AI agent that reads documents and answers questions from them. And the best part is all open source, running on Docker, no need to rely on paid AI APIs. What is n8n? n8n is an open source workflow automation platform that lets you connect APIs, databases, AI models, and even local services without writing any code. You can build complex workflows visually using a drag and drop interface, making it easy to design, test, and deploy automations. Think of n8n like Zapier or make.com, but open source and completely customizable. The big advantage is with n8n's community edition, you can self-host it on your own machine or private server, so you own everything. Your data stays with you, which is especially important when dealing with AI models, private documents, and sensitive data. The community edition may miss some advanced features, but if you need advanced features like scaling, role-based access, team collaboration, or enterprise security, n8n also offers starter, pro, and enterprise plans. These plans can be hosted by n8n or licensed for self-hosting in large organizations. You can check the pricing on n8n website, starter, pro, and enterprise. Each option varies on features. Select the one best suit your business. You can also use the community edition and host on your own. Why n8n is the perfect choice for AI automation flows? First, n8n makes it super easy to connect APIs, whether it is calling Ollama to generate AI embeddings, querying Qdrant for fast vector search, receiving user questions via webhooks, or any other AI models, AI services, and APIs. Second, it handles complex data pipelines like uploading a PDF, splitting it into chunks, embedding those chunks, and storing them in a vector database, all organized and reusable. Third, n8n is a visual, no code, low code platform. Even if you are not a developer, you can build powerful AI automations and connect components without coding. Not just AI, n8n can be used for all kinds of automations. Things like connecting APIs and databases, sending automated emails and notifications, integrating with Slack, Microsoft Teams, Telegram, monitoring websites and APIs, automating marketing workflows, CRM integrations, and more. But today we are using n8n to orchestrate an AI workflow where we will take a PDF, process it into a searchable AI knowledge base, and let users ask smart questions from the document using local AI models. So in short, n8n is the brain that connects everything together, from receiving data, running AI models, to giving back smart answers. And what I love is it makes all of this visual and manageable. What is self-hosted AI Starter Kit? The self-hosted AI Starter Kit is an open Docker Compose template that bootstraps a fully featured local AI and low-code development environment. Curated by n8n, it combines the self-hosted n8n platform with a list of compatible AI products and components to get you started building self-hosted AI workflows. What is included as part of the AI Starter Kit? Self-hosted n8n, Ollama to run latest LLMs on your local system. Qdrant is an open source high performance vector store. Also it supports APIs. PostgreSQL, it is an open source database that handles large amounts of data safely. You can find more details on self-hosted AI Starter Kit through this GitHub repo. You can directly use n8n on your local and set up other required tools, but the AI starter kit simplify the process. Let us now quickly set up the AI starter kit on local. You can copy the relevant Docker command from this GitHub repo. If you come down here, it has different commands like for GPU and other GPU types, also Mac. If you come still down, you can see everyone else, because I am using my Windows system without GPU, so I should be using this command. So you can clone this project, then just run docker compose profile CPU up. I already cloned the project, so I am going to run this. When you run for the first time, it will pull all the required Docker images. That may take some longer time. Before running, make sure Docker desktop is running. I am using Docker desktop setup with WSL2. n8n is now started on port 5678. Also the Qdrant vector database is already started. That is ready on port number 6333. That's fine. Yeah, we are mainly going to use Qdrant and n8n. Okay, the required services are now started. Let's go and build the demo. The Qdrant vector database dashboard can be accessed through this URL. The port number, then dashboard. So you can view all the collections and other details here. As a first step, I want to create a vector database collection. To create the collection, you should know the embedding model dimension. In our case, Llama embedding model in local. So here you should specify the embedding model dimension. If you know, by default, you can specify that. Also, you should specify the distance algorithm. I am using cosine for the similarity comparison. Also specify the collection name. In my case, PDF embeddings. So to identify this dimension, even you can use a small Python script. If you see here, I am connecting to the local Ollama platform, and this is my model name, Llama 3.2 latest. Then sending some sample text as a prompt so that I can find the dimension of the embedding model. So if you execute this, this will provide that 3072. Let us now create the collection. I am executing this Python script. Okay, now the collection is created. Let me go to the UI, refresh it. Okay, I can find the new collection created with the name PDF embeddings. You can access the n8n dashboard through this URL 5678 home workflows. One default demo workflow is deployed. You can review that. If you open that, you can find the workflow details, like it's using basic LLM chain for question answering, then chat trigger, then Ollama chat model. You can add more workflow components. If you click on this plus or this one, then you can find more components here, like related to advanced AI, then data transformation, flow, core, and lot more. You can add whatever you require and build the workflow. Also, there are predefined templates. You can select and deploy those workflows into your local n8n instance and modify based on your use cases. Let us now quickly review our workflow. There are two parts. The first part is embedding and storing the PDF document to the vector database. I am using Qdrant vector store component. If I double click here, so I am saying I am using the local Qdrant API database because it's running on my local. Then operation mode insert documents. Also Qdrant collections, whatever the collections we created earlier, PDF embeddings. If you want, you can add more options also. Now the second one is like a default data loader I am using. Type of data binary, then load all data. Also automatically detect my MIME type. If you want, you can select split pages in PDF. The next one is text splitter. I am using character text splitter. You can use different one. If I double click on that, it says the separator is double line break, then chunk size 700 and chunk overlap 100. Another element is this embedding model. I'm using embeddings Ollama component. If you go here, you can select local Ollama service. Then the model is Llama 3.2 latest. Next one is input source to receive the file. I am using webhook as the input option to receive the PDF document. Different options like folder, Google Drive also can be used based on your use cases. In this case, the PDF binary should be posted to a specific webhook URL. Let me open the webhook configuration. If you double click here, you can find the URL post. This is the URL you should be posting the binary, the PDF binary. Also HTTP method you can configure. This is going to be the path. If you want to modify, you can do that. Also any authentication required. Then when this component should be respond. So respond is immediate, but otherwise you can say when last node finishes, right, based on your use case again. Then you can even add more options. Here only I am adding data, that is the field receives the binary. Now the data pipeline is ready. Let us quickly review the question and answering pipeline. I am using chat input component to receive the user queries. Next, I am using question and answering chain component to orchestrate the question and answering based on the PDF data stored in the vector database. The question and answering chain component use Ollama model component and vector store retriever to complete the flow. Let me open this component. If I go here, what is the source for the user input? Here in our case, connected chat trigger node. Then the system prompt template you can modify based on your use case. I am saying you are a knowledgeable assistant answering user questions using only the provided context. If the answer is found in the context, provide a clear and direct answer. If the context does not contain the answer, respond I don't know. Then this is the context. Then this is the question. So direct answer. You can modify this prompt based on your use case. Now let me click on this Ollama model. So here again local Ollama service. I am using Llama 3.2 latest model. Now if I open this vector store retriever, here I am just saying limit how much the top document it should be considering. You can adjust based on your use case again. Now the vector store retriever use Qdrant vector store component to receive the data. So if I open this local Qdrant API database, same one what we seen earlier, then it's retrieve the documents as vector store for chain / tool, then the collection name PDF embeddings. Now if again like this required a embedding model, so again I am using Ollama component, embedding component. Now if I go here again same thing, Llama 3.2 latest. Now the workflows are ready. Let us quickly test. I am using this sample PDF document. This contains some details on API authentication. What is API authentication? Then different methods like API keys, OAuth 2.0, JWT, then some conclusion. As a first step, let me post the PDF binary to the webhook URL, whatever we discussed earlier. Do this. Okay, 404. The workflow is not started. Let me start it. Go to the UI. If you see here, test workflow, just click on this, come back. Now, okay, workflow was started, but it may take some time to embed and store the data into vector database as we are running in local system. You see here, the webhook received the data. Now the Qdrant vector store, the embedding is going on. Once this is completed, it will go and store the data. These steps are already completed. Default data loader, the character text splitter. Now the embedding is going on. Okay, workflow executed successfully. The data would have stored now. Now if I go here and refresh it, this fine. Now if I go here, yeah, the data is here. And also you can find the vector data here. Let us now chat with the question answering workflow. You can ask some of these questions like what is OAuth 2.0, which is more secure, API key or OAuth 2.0, what is SAML, then why OAuth, what is the recommendation. Now let me start with what is OAuth 2.0. Go to the workflow, open chat. Now you can post it here, so that's fine. Yeah, now you can see the visual, the workflow is start running it, but it may take some time as we are again running all this in our local. Once the answer is ready, it will be posted here. Okay, now the response is displayed. OAuth 2.0 is a more secure and flexible authorization framework, and quick summary about OAuth 2.0. This all details available in the PDF document. Okay, we received the answer. OAuth 2.0 is more secure than API keys because it involves the use of access tokens issued by an authorization server, whereas API keys are simple encrypted strings that can be easily exposed if not handled properly. Let me ask the next question. What is SAML? So our document doesn't contain any details about SAML. Let us see what is the answer we are going to receive from the workflow. Okay, now we received the response. The model says, I don't know. That's great because the document doesn't have any details on SAML authentication. Maybe one last questions. I will ask what is the recommendation. So let me go and ask this. Okay, we received the response. The recommendation is to use OAuth 2.0 or JWT token for more sensitive application, as they offer better security and control compared to API keys. The workflow used the vector data in the vector database as a context to answer user queries. You can define the system prompt as required. In our workflow, we have used limited AI components and other components, but you can explore more from n8n. We used self-hosted AI starter kit to build the workflow. The benefit is it bootstrapped the required components like Qdrant, vector database, Ollama platform to run the Llama model in our local system. This simplified the AI workflow build process. That's all for today. Thanks all for watching the video. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share it. See you all in next video.